What's up, you guys? My name is JK and I'm not just kidding. Welcome back to JKC's Word. Today we are going to be diving into some of the different areas of Columbus, Georgia. A lot of people commented under some of my recent videos about the city, kind of wanting to know like what parts of the city are good, bad, you know, whatever. Let me just disclaim, I don't consider any part of the city good or bad. Now, there are things that you do need to consider when you do go to a certain area, or if you're looking to move to one of those areas. There are some things you need to know. Now, our city overall has a really high crime rate, and stuff can happen anywhere. As you know, like you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time, or whatever, but things will happen regardless of where you go, and it is what it is, you know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. So stay tuned if you want to know more about the different areas or exits of Columbus. Okay, so first we're going to start with exit 1A/B. Now this is known as Victory Drive, and we're going to start south and go northbound. So this is pretty much the neighbor to Fort Benning, which is the military base right next to us. So this area is mostly populated with a lot of military families, things like that. Now Victory Drive, the further you go down, the little bit more rough it gets, if you know what I mean. There is a Walmart on this exit. There are lots of, like fast food restaurants, hotels, tattoo shops, things like that. This area isn't the best area just because of the crime rate, being higher in this specific area. A lot of illegal activities, if you will, kind of take place here. If you're from here, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, those are things to consider. Now, Victory Drive is also populated with a bit of an older crowd. It's kind of a mix between older and younger. Pretty much older apartment complexes, older houses, things like that. And again, the crime rate is typically a little bit higher. The further south you go in Columbus, the crime rate's a little bit higher. This area is more populated with, I would say, like Hispanic, Black, rarely any Caucasian or white, people, other than, again, like the military crowds, they're diverse. So you're going to see, of course, a lot of military people, things like that here. So again, Victory Drive, that is there. Let's move on to exit 3. All right, so I don't know what happened to exit 2. I don't know what, their thing was, but there's no exit 2. So next is exit 3, which is known as St. Mary's Road, that exit. Now, St. Mary's Road is pretty much like a step up if you want to go with, like, I don't really know how to say it. I'm just going to say it. Like, a lot of people consider, like, Victory Drive in the area the ghetto. And again, if you're from here, you know what I mean. If you're not, don't take that lightly. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So St. Mary's Road is a little bit less of that. It's still, considered the ghetto, sort of. And again, don't hate me, don't quote me, but a lot of people do consider it like, one of those areas of the city. Now, St. Mary's Road, there's no Walmart on that road. There are a few restaurants and things like that. That area is more populated, again, with the older crowd. So there are a lot, more houses, older people that have lived here for some time. That's kind of where they live. They're heavily populated in that area. Again, when it comes to the social status, or the ethnicities and things like that, that's still more heavily populated with Black. I wouldn't say too many Hispanics and maybe some white people. So St. Mary's Road is pretty much like one of those, I would say is a more chill area of the city. And this is exit 3 again. There are a lot of neighborhoods kind of branching off of there that are pretty nice housing, newer houses, but they're kind of tucked away off of that exit. And let me see, there is a grocery store. There's Piggly Wiggly, which is one of my favorite grocery stores. So there is, that, but there's like no Walmart or no like big shopping center. They are, they add a few things every now and then, but yeah, there's like a few plazas, and yeah, that's St. Mary's Road. Not like too much to it, but that's that area. So now let's move on to exit 4. Exit 4 is known as Buena Vista Road. This is pretty much, I would say, the center, but it's like closer to the center of the city, which is the next exit we'll get into. But Buena Vista Road is a very busy road. Getting off there, you do have a Walmart. Was more like a neighborhood market Walmart, but there used to be a super center, so they kind of just, you know, moved it up. There are lots of fast food restaurants, things like that. As far as the population, this is still, well, I would say this is where the mix starts to happen. You kind of see half and half, like black people, white people, not very many Hispanics to my knowledge. But Buena Vista Road, that area has lots of neighborhoods, more housing than anything. There are a few apartment complexes, you know, pretty like decent middle class, if you will. This is where, if I had to recommend, well, I'm going to categorize them. This is one of the areas that I would recommend you move to if you do move here, just because you're not too far from everything. And then this is where, again, the crime rate is really high here regardless, but this is one of the lower crime rate areas. If you're from here, again, you could argue that because, again, stuff happens all over the city. But Buena Vista Road is a pretty good, or that exit 4 is a good area. If you have kids and you're looking to get them in public school, that's an area with a lot of schools, and they're pretty good schools for the most part. So yeah, that would be one of my recommendations if you're moving here. Buena Vista Road would be, you know, pretty decent. I don't know why they skipped exit, so there is no exit 5 in Columbus. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Same thing with exit 2. If y'all know anything about that, yeah, I went to Google to try to check fact myself, but I don't know. Apparently, there's no 5 either. So exit 6, this is known as Macon Road. So Macon Road is Midtown. That's literally like the middle, you know, mark before you keep going. This is actually my favorite area of the city, Midtown. When I say they have everything, now there is no Walmart. There's no Walmart on Macon Road, and Macon Road is like really long. At this point, I don't know what the number term of it is, you know, like 180 or whatever. But Macon Road, again, is Midtown. This is a very, it gets a little more, well, let me say this, as far as population, this is, I feel like I see more of the older Caucasian population here. You know, this is where the exit before the college, Columbus State University. So you do have a few young people that kind of live in that area. I lived over that way at one point, but even like all my neighbors were older white people, some older black people too. Pretty much like no Hispanic population or like any type of, you know, really diversity there. But the reason I like this area is because it's very, it's my style. It's very like historic, if you will. This is where you get to some of the history. Let's see, there's a really big park. We call it Lake Bottom Park. There are parks everywhere, but this is like the main park of the city. There on Macon Road, there's no Walmart, but we have a lot of shopping centers. They're currently doing construction, lots of fast food places. They're putting a Starbucks there. This is also where our county office, like the tag registration, the government center. No, I don't know if it's a government center. The place you go to, you know, renew your tag and do all that stuff. And then we have an aquatic center there. There's Columbus Public Library, the main branch. I don't know why I like this area so much, but that's my favorite area of the city. And again, it's like Midtown. I do recommend, this is my #1 suggestion. If you're looking to move here, this is the area I recommend. They have lots of like apartments, duplexes, houses, things like that. A lot of the houses and apartments and things like that are a bit older, but for the most part, you know, they do updates and things like that on the inside and stuff. But you know, I love Midtown / Macon Road area. It's kind of the gateway too between, you can take this road or this area to get to Phoenix City, which is in Alabama, and that's the next city over. I talked about that in my other video. And then if you go, you know, further down, that gets you to Midland, which is another city over. So that's Macon Road exit 6, not 5. Yep. Now let's move on to hopefully 7. Let me make sure it's 7 this time. Yep, exit 7. All right, so exit 7 is considered Manchester Expressway. Now this is, I do like this area of the city too. When I say Manchester doesn't have as much housing as the other exits, it's more of a business type area, or it is very heavily popular, like tourist, if you will, go more to this area. #1, because this is where Columbus State University is, which is our big college here. And then it's also Peachtree Mall, which is the big mall, you know, with all the stores and all that. The crime rate in this area is definitely probably the least, well, the further you go north, the lower the crime rate, to my knowledge. But I don't really recall any like serious reports of crime there. Now the mall stuff, weird stuff happens in the mall, like people shooting the mall, you know, like just crazy stuff. But for the most part, there's no really crime there. This area is more populated with students, so younger. There are a lot of apartment complexes, you know, not just the housing for the school, but there are lots of just, you know, apartment complexes in this area. Not very many houses that I can think of, but yeah, Manchester is more populated for tourists or, you know, people being out, things like that. I'm trying to think. There's no Walmart. Well, no. Now there is a neighborhood market, Walmart, on Manchester, and that's kind of new, kind of sort of. There's also Columbus Technical College, which is on the other end of Manchester, kind of towards Phoenix City. And that's our technical school, very great school too. I went there for dual enrollment when I was in high school, and it's a great school too if you don't want to spend like an arm and a leg at CSU, CTC, next best thing. Or, you know, they're pretty much equal. One's just a community college versus a university. Yeah, there's pretty much there. This is again where a lot of restaurants, like Korean barbecue if you like that, you know, all the normal McDonald's, Burger King, all of that good stuff. I think that's all for Manchester. That would be like, maybe if you're a student, you know, you're younger, you're looking to move here, kind of get to know people more, this is probably the area you want to move to because you'll be closer to the students, and you know, like the shopping and the main attractions to Columbus. So yeah, that's Manchester. And now let's move on to exit 8. Exit 8, this is known as Airport Thruway. And it's not three-way, spelled like T-H-R-U or T-H-U-R, something like that. Kind of like Thursday, but throughway. Anyway, so airport, as you can tell by the name, this is where the Columbus Airport is located. Airport is also a really good area. This is where you get to more, you see definitely more Caucasian population. There's still a little, you know, black in there, but for the most part, you're going to see Caucasian. Kind of a more Asian population. There aren't very many Asians in this city, but that's where you'll see more. It's more populated with more white Asian descent or ethnicity, I don't know, race, I don't know. So that's that area. Airport also has again quite a few restaurants. There's this, it's not really a mall, but it's pretty much like an area with a bunch of stores, so almost like a plaza, something like that. It's called the Landings. Very beautiful area. For holidays, they always decorate, you know, like with Christmas, they have these trees everywhere, these lights. For Easter, they have the big bunnies, you know, Halloween. They know how to do it. And there are some like more modern, like chic, hipster, I don't know what you want to call it, but restaurants and like shopping places and things like that, you know, nothing really mainstream. This is where all the small businesses, or most of the small businesses and different food places that you don't find in other parts of the city, you can find here. There is a Walmart. There's a Walmart on Airport, and let's see, you know, like more dine-in restaurants like Applebee's, I don't know, you know what I mean, those. And as far as housing, there isn't very much housing there. I can't think of any apartment complexes. When you go off into the exits, like the, you know, the neighborhoods and things, there are apartment complexes more towards the airport, but they're kind of ducked off almost. And yeah, houses, there are a few houses like on the main street that I can see, and I'm sure again once you kind of branch off of the actual main road, there are some houses and neighborhoods there. But yeah, airport would be like maybe my 4th recommendation if you're looking to move here. Again, it's kind of peaceful. You don't really see or witness a lot of crime in that area for the most part, but kind of like Manchester, it is more congested because of the attractions, you know, like, and again the airport, of course. So when people come in from different cities or wherever you're coming from, this will be one of the first places that you see if you're flying in. And so yeah, this is more kind of like Manchester. They're pretty much one and the same, but Manchester is definitely more heavily populated. Now the next few exits, I get confused. So this part I don't really know, because it's not like the rest of the exits where you just get off. There's like a bunch going on in order to get to one part of the city. But just think of it like this. So I think it's exit 10. Wait, is it 10? Yeah, there's 10 and 12. I don't know what happened to 11. But exit 10, it's pretty much you getting off to get to like the north side. This is what most people consider the north side of the lowest crime rate. The white population is definitely the heaviest. They do have a lot of new apartment complexes. This is definitely one of the more expensive areas to live in. Out here we have what we call the strip mall, which is kind of like Peachtree Mall, but it's not all inside. You know, there's like different stores on the strip. Lots of big restaurants are out this way. Again, this is like the more upgraded part of the city, if you will. And like I said, it is much more expensive to live out that way. They do have a Walmart as well. There is a Walmart, big supercenter Walmart out that way. You have like your Lowe's, your Home Depot, pretty much every fast food place you can think of. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if you can afford it and, you know, you want to be in a more modern or upgraded part of the city, that's the area for you. The crime rate is the lowest in that area. Again, things still happen. We get reports of stuff all over the city, but you're not going to find as much crime in that area. Yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to say about that exit. And then everything after that, honestly, is LaGrange, Georgia. If you know about LaGrange, it's just kind of the outskirts. That's where we have Callaway Gardens. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I think Callaway Gardens is technically in LaGrange, but I'm not sure. That's where like Pine Mountain. So this is more the country, but it's not like dirt road country. Well, there are dirt roads, but it's not just like dirt roads. It's more like land, you know, bigger houses, people, country clubs, you know, things like that. And the further, the further you get into LaGrange, probably the more lower class or middle class, lower class, going right in and then branching off to like the Callaway Gardens and the, you know, the Pine Mountain, you're gonna find more older, you know, people that retired, people that play golf, basically. That's what I'm saying. Beautiful area, but that's pretty much it. I don't consider that, I mean, it's not technically Columbus anyway because it's LaGrange, but that's pretty much the end. So from exit 1A/B, Victory Drive, all the way up until, you know, the 12 Williams Road, that's what you can call it. That's pretty much Columbus. And again, my favorite area is Midtown, Macon Road. So if you're looking for suggestions, I definitely recommend that. I mean, it's hard to find vacancy in the city overall, but that's one of the areas you're probably gonna find some vacancy if you're looking to move here. And number 2, after Macon Road, I would recommend the Manchester area. So it would go Macon Road, Manchester. Next, I would recommend Buena Vista Road, or exit 4. And then if I had to choose another one, I would say, you know what, no, I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna keep it there. Based on the information I gave you, you decide, but also, you know, do your own research because I'm just one person and I have my own opinions. I have lived here for a very long time and I haven't lived on every single exit, but you know, again, I live here, so I've been to every exit for whatever reason. I just know one thing's for sure. If you need a Walmart, you got Victory Drive, you got Buena Vista Road for a neighborhood market, you have Manchester for a neighborhood market, Airport has a big supercenter, and then Williams Road or the north side has a supercenter. I don't know if y'all can tell, but Walmart is important to me. Now, right now I have a love-hate relationship with Walmart because they, you know, restricted their hours. I'm the type of person that'll go to Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning because nobody's there and it's peaceful. But that's beside the point. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope I did not forget anything. If I did, you know, you can always ask me in my comments, and then I can always make a follow-up video if you guys would like. I really appreciate your time. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Like the video. Again, leave me some comments. I love to interact with you all. Feels good to be back. But thank you again for watching. I love you and you have a great day. Bye.